Hey, you want to open up with those, Dave?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's an ugly win, but at this stage of the season, we'll take ugly ones. I thought our defense picked up a little bit in the second half. Our defense wasn't even that bad in the first half. We just couldn't get the offense going for whatever reason. We didn't shoot the ball great. Some of our guys that had been shooting it well didn't shoot it great. I was a little disappointed we got out-rebounded tonight, which is not the way we've been playing. So we've got some room to improve, but shoot, the middle to end of February, you'll take a win any way you can get a win. Thought Blake came out, shot it well. 5 of 7 from three is pretty good. One of the misses would make you think I don't know what happened. He's either he didn't hit the rim. He's either swish or not hit the rim outside. So he shot it well. And then Dante had 7 assists and 3 turnovers. He's probably I think that's your highest assist game since you've been here. It is. I'm not the Rain Man, but I thought that was so. He's coming around offensively, so we'll take it. I mean, they're not at the top of our league, but they beat us at their place, and they've always caused us problems. And they beat us here on senior night last year when they weren't at the top of the league either. So we needed to get that win and just keep this thing rolling in the right direction right now.
See, this is how coaches go. Last week at Bana, one of their players had 30 career high of 12 rebounds. First thing the coach says is, 6 turnovers. What are you going to do? I don't know. What's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, 2 rebounds. See that? He's been pushing triple doubles a lot. Now he got 2 rebounds tonight. That's probably why we got out rebounded tonight. Yeah.
Hey, was there a point, Nate, with him that you put the ball more in his hands more and put him at the point? Did you have to sit him down? Did you guys have any kind of conversation where he's controlling the pace of the tempo a lot of the time out there? He's a senior and he's playing like it, and your team is playing much better obviously over the last 6 games. And I know he took it a little bit before that, but I offer a little time for transition.
Yeah, no, I mean honestly, the last 10 games we've got 8 out of the last 10 wins, and the 2 losses we have are 1 point each on refs calls in the last couple seconds. So we've really been playing pretty well for over a month now. And he was part-time point guard, and we were trying to figure it out. CJ missed the first 8 games. We kind of thought when CJ got back he'd come in. We put him at the point some. He kind of came to see me and said he wasn't that comfortable running the point. So then we put Blake back there, and I didn't think the pace was good enough, so I decided I was going to move him off the ball. He played off the ball last year and was pretty good. And then he came to see me and said he wanted to be on the ball again and play the point. So I went through everything.
So how did that work? Does he knock on the door? Or? Either one of you can take me through it. I just wondered how that meeting went down. Do you sit down and say, "Look"?
I don't know how it went down. Did we meet in the hotel room on the road, or was that?
Coach Oates, me and Coach Oates have a pretty good relationship to where we just come and talk to each other about stuff, trying to help us win. And I sat down with him and told him when we were playing bad and my tempo wasn't that good, I told him I feel like I could do this, and I challenged myself, and he rolled along with me, and we've been playing well.
So you asked for the keys, basically.
Yeah.
And which requires some trust.
Yeah, the ball wasn't moving great for a little bit there, so he told me the ball's going to move. It's been moving pretty good since,
Beginning of the year, I was kind of, I was still running the one. I was kind of more stagnant, I'm more of a natural scorer, so I was looking more to score. But, Coach Oates and Coach Hunter, they've done a great job of, showing me the reads to make off, pick and rolls and stuff. And I think that's a big reason why teams have been struggling to guard our pick and rolls lately.
And when you're shooting the ball that well from the perimeter, that's a tough matchup. You get a 6'6" point guard in this league. He's got to be the only one, I would think.
Yeah, there's no other 6'6" point guards.
But he can also, if he needs to, go inside. He draws a lot of attention, so he can kick it. There's a lot going on there with this dude.
No, there is. When he rebounds it really well, he gets out in transition. That's when he's pushing triple doubles, because then he's getting assists in transition, not just off ball. Sometimes off the ball screens, he's got to make the kick out, and then the one more he gets the assist, which and Carruthers been driving it well. So Blake would come in. They were helping off strong side corner. The different teams help off different ways, and so he kicks it to Dante. Dante drives, gets an assist for a bucket. So sometimes he makes the pass and gets it moving, doesn't really get the assist, but he's been making the right reads. When our offense is flowing, he's we're running side pick and roll with Blake, and Blake's, we've got, I don't know how many plays we got. I haven't counted them up. We got a ton of plays in the playbook. It's getting simplified to side pick and roll out of about four different actions. We get into a side pick and roll with him. We got shake man, two guys spaced, and we kind of just play out of it and let him make some reads.
Is it fair enough to say then that when that transition was made, when it was completed, or that this is when things started to go well, because you were not a happy camper a month ago with a lot of things?
Yeah, our effort was bad to
Yeah,
go along with it.
I think it's more, our defense intensity has really picked up. I mean, some of us older guys really, emphasize that, we can't lose. Like, I mean, we don't like the feeling of losing. We lost a lot of games that we shouldn't have lost. And I think, Dante, he's been a huge catalyst. I mean, every game he's going to guard the best player, and he's going to make sure that, that person not getting off. And, I mean, we feed off that energy. And, I think that's helped us with our defensive intensity. And so we play good defense. Normally our offense is good, and that's why we've been playing great.
One of the things we did talk about when we talked was like when the ball is not moving. And, he had some big assist games before we had that conversation, but it was like – sometimes he'd come off. He's either shooting it or getting the assist, and it's not necessarily moving. Mm-hmm. And I told him he's got to start moving, because when these guys don't touch the ball, then their defense starts to suffer on the other end because they don't feel like they're involved in the offense enough.
Right.
Which he agreed with me. He understood it, and the ball started moving. So.
And that's a team thing too. I mean, it takes a little bit of selflessness to get that message across, but you have to get everybody involved if you guys are going to win, right? I mean,
yeah, 100%. And he's done a really good job with it since. And we've had Dante's playing better on offense. CJ's been shooting the ball better. Perk had some really good games there in the stretch. We were trying to get him back rolling again, and our DK kind of took off when we started moving a little bit better too.
Mm-hmm. Dante, what do you think your steals have been really? We've got a ton of steals, ranked pretty high. Just kind of what can you say about the number of steals you're getting?
I would say focus, because I gotta guard the best players, obviously, and I feel like if I could shut them down, then I'm pretty sure our players is better than their other players. So I would like to take that 4-on-4 matchup instead of one person just going off on us all the time.
Seems like you look for the steals. Like you've had a couple backcourt steals, so it's like you're not just getting the steal 35 feet from the basket, guarding the point guard 30 feet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Want to head up on the man with the ball.
I would say effort. It's a big effort thing. That's one of the things Coach Oates harp on. So I feel like if I could be the guy to get us going, then everybody would just climb on board.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago, but like my impression in high school, you were this 60-point per game guy. You had 2 60-point games back to back.
Yeah.
But so, but like you were the man.
You had 2 60-point games or
back
50?
to back.
Yeah.
It was 60?
I had 55 and 60.
55 and then 60?
Yes, back to back. So anyway,
So
you were the scorer. You were the
Yeah.
scorer. So were you a good defensive player then, or is this a latest? When did you kind of realize that okay, I'm not going to be able to be Allen Iverson at the college level?
I would say.
Might not get that right.
I would
No,
say
they better get that.
it was one game. I forgot what game we played, but it was just this one person who was just going off on us, and we didn't have nobody to guard him, and that kind of hurts not having one lockdown defender on the team. So I kind of transition me to the defense. No, it was here. I forgot what game it was. It was early in the season, and
Were you a pretty good defensive player at Midland?
I was okay. I was kind of a scorer, kind of there too,
Okay.
kind of. But
Right.
I just wanted to become that guy who everybody could lean on to guard the best players. So.
Nate, what do you think about that? I mean, his minutes, the last 9 games, minutes are way up. I think he's averaging 26 minutes a game. What is Dante?
I mean, you know what? He's a kid that figured out how to get on the floor. His offense was struggling early in the year. If he didn't play defense, he wasn't going to play, and he just started playing. And I mean, he's athletic and strong and tough and physical, and started listening. I mean, Coach Hunter was one of the best defenders in the league for a long time. He's been really good with our guards, just teaching them how to guard ball screens, how to get into the ball, did all the little small stuff that kind of takes. And I think Dante's really taken it to heart and listened. And he's a tough kid naturally. He's a competitor. He doesn't like to lose. So he's a smart kid. He figured out how to get on the floor, and he stayed on the floor. And now all of a sudden, the offense is starting to follow. And really, that's kind of what we've been telling our team. Like, let's just guard, and the offense will figure itself out. I mean, obviously, we got to coach it up a little bit, but the offense follows our defense is what we've been preaching. And it really does. Like, when we get stops and get out and get easy buckets in transition, we play a lot better on offense when our defense is flowing at a high level.